evening. I'd like to call the December 10th, 2025 Town Board meeting to order. Ms. Marco, would you call the roll?
Mr. Dodson?
Present.
Mr. Mastriani?
Present.
Mrs. Galucci?
Present.
Mr. Schlag?
Present.
And Mrs. Collins?
Present.
5 present.
Thank you, Ms. Marco. Our quorum is present. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And Ms. Griffin, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make an announcement that at the very end of the meeting, we have some personnel issues to discuss in executive session. There won't be any action taken after this. This is just for informational purposes, and so you can either wait for us to come back and adjourn the meeting, or if you're ready to go, you can go. There won't be anything else that comes aboard, okay? Ms. Martha, could you meet me up front, please?
I'm sorry?
Up front.
Yeah, you need to go up front.
You don't have to apologize, just get up front.
Just get up there. Just keep going. This right here?
Yeah.
All
Up
the way.
front, Diane.
Okay.
We didn't know that we were going to have a special meeting necessarily, but Diane has been a councilwoman, she's been deputy supervisor, she has been in charge of the senior center, she's been the town clerk, and besides all of that she does, I know that she has been involved with the Rotterdam Senior Citizens Association. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you marry someone, you usually donate the money to the Boys and Girls Club. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the woman has been a Rotterdam resident and has been concerned about all of the residents in Rotterdam, and I'm sorry to see her retire as of December 31st. I'm sure she's still going to be active in a whole host of different things to do with the town, but it's just a small way of honoring you, Diane. You will be missed.
Yes, you will.
I did a video at live action. See who's better. Dan or mine.
You're welcome.
Give everybody a second here. We'll now open public hearing number 1. Ms. Marco, would you please read?
Before we read, Molly, I just have a question because they didn't put, there's a Kelly, I don't understand the last name, Weatherspoon. Kelly, what are you speaking on, honey?
The Kiwanis Park.
Kiwanis Park, okay. Thank you. Okay, now we will. To recognize the introduction of introductory local law blank of 2025 to amend Chapter 194 Parks and Recreation, Section 11, entitled Nature Trail by renaming Chapter 194-11 to Great Flats Nature Trail and by adding Section 12 entitled Rotterdam Preserve with proposed regulations.
Ms. Marco, is there anyone who wishes to speak?
No, there is not.
Okay. Since no one is here to speak, I will entertain a motion to either keep this public hearing open or to close it.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Dodson to close this public hearing. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, the motion passed, and public hearing number 1 is closed. Public hearing number 2, Ms. Marco, would you please read?
To recognize the introduction of introductory local law blank of 2025 to adopt a new article of Chapter 270 zoning of the town code relating to battery energy storage systems.
Ms. Marco, is there anyone who wishes to speak?
Yes. David Bills.
Hi, Dave Bills, 1390 Main Street, Rotterdam Junction. I've lived here all my life. I also own a 70-acre small little farm out in Rotterdam Junction, and that's how I got involved with the energy committee. I'd like to start off by saying that we did the small batteries is for residential. There's a couple of things in there. We're all for that. It's all good. Medium size is for price choppers, stewards that are looking for backup batteries, but they only get charged once, and they get used as a generator, and they're for the people that part of our community. Then we get up to the utility, which is what a lot of this research that we ended up doing, finding out about. And batteries are big battery, utility battery companies, or things that they want to do, isn't for our community, okay? They want to charge, they charge them, discharge them. They're only good for 4 hours. They discharge, and that's why you gotta have so many batteries. And the power that they ain't servicing Rotterdam. They're servicing New York City, the large cities. They ain't doing nothing for us. That's the first thing I want to know. They're putting them in here to make money. And I don't mind any company making money. But what is our drinking water worth? And that's what I want to say. And that's the most important thing, because these batteries, when you have a house fire, they call it an accident. You have a furnace, something happens to cause the fire. There are no accidents with batteries. There's a name, they got it. It's called thermal runaway, and it happens all the time. California, when that one burned out there, they polluted 2 counties. I just want to get this right. Lithium batteries have an ignition point of 500 Celsius. The battery has to be cooled sub-ignition temperature. Firefighters use 30,000 gallons of water every 4 hours to cool it. A normal house fire takes 4,000 to 9,000, depending on the size and fully engulfed. We're talking water that we have the water, but what happens when we don't have the water no more? So there's so much stuff here I'm trying to get, and it's the same thing. When you have a fire, you got smoke and water runoff. If you're trying to keep these batteries cool, as in the Thousand Island fire, they put water on that thing for 6 days. They wore out 2 fire trucks running water to it. It used to be DEC protected us from all these, things. Now we have ORS, which is overriding DEC. ORS is the most powerful thing in New York State right now. They can cite on any town or just a little town. We want to protect our town. This is what I'm trying to emphasize. This battery laws things we did a lot of research, and it's good for us. Okay, and I want to remind you, these companies that want to come in here, they're here to make money. Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's it, you're fine, thank you. And because I have new faces here, I'll remind everybody, you have 4 minutes to speak. Somewhere around 3.5 minutes, you'll see my hand go up, and if you could wrap up at that point, I'd appreciate it. But thank you very much.
Vince Papalizio?
How you doing?
Good.
My name is Vince Papalizio. I live at 470 Gordon Road. I'm the owner of the land that I was trying to rent to these gentlemen at the Zona B Battery Storage Company. 25 years ago, I bought 62 acres on Gordon Road. And if you've ever been on Gordon Road, there's Niagara Mohawk or National Grid and the train track, well, that's all the land that I got. And it butts up to the transfer station, which is about a half a mile away from Gordon Road. And it's abandoned agriculture is what it is. It's all 100-year-old trees and big forests. Where I built a home and we lived there, and we liked living in Rotterdam. But I always thought in my brain that one day the train company or this giant transfer station, they just did a big addition to it. They might need land down the road where they want to rent some of my land or buy it. But your law is actually hurting me because it's making my land worthless. Now, because I live there, I don't want to do anything to impact my backyard. At least once a month, there's a builder or some guy wants to put condos and apartments. And I really don't want to see people. That's why I bought, and 60 acres to live in the woods. So I try to be a good person and not impact the neighborhood by getting rich, having all these condos that you see all over the place. It's kind of disgusting. And I thought that this company would come in, they have a professional container and these batteries. You can't see them, you can't hear it. There's already a train going by making noises. And you got this giant Star Wars place called the transfer station. I mean, have you guys ever been up there? I don't know, when you were kids or something? I mean, this is definitely not a residential area. This is like an industrial area. And how can having batteries hurt anything? You can't hear them, you can't see them. And for the last 10 years, at Saratoga Springs, they have a giant battery backup system on the Luthier Forest. I don't know if you know where that is. You never heard any problems with them, right? But everybody's concerned about these batteries blowing up and acting like Chicken Little. But you got to understand that electricity is the new thing. If you look around, it's all you hear about. Maybe right now, it might not be this or that, but what you're trying to do is forever cutting out my chances of renting this beautiful land that, I love trees and nature, but I'm a businessman, I bought the land, maybe I can get some rent. I don't know, I'm a little disappointed that, it's a forever law. What about when they change the container or change the batteries? I can't conduct business? It's not right. And being I live there, I'm only telling you, if I put in 20 condos or 50 buildings, you're not going to be happy with the traffic, believe me. But I wouldn't do that because I live there. And you can't pay me enough and change what I enjoy, which is a peace and quiet.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but
You know what it is,
you've exceeded your...
you might have a battery blow up somewhere on the planet, but you can't be Chicken Little about it.
Mr. Papalizio, I don't like to be rude, I honestly don't.
Yeah,
but
no
you've
problem.
exceeded
I
your
just
time.
wanted to tell you how I felt.
No, that's what I did, thank you.
Caleb Hyman?
My name is Caleb Hyman. I'm with Zenobi. I'm the battery developer.
You got to speak.
Speak up.
Or lift it up.
There you go. You got to speak into it.
All right, my name is Caleb Hyman. I'm a developer with Zenobi. I want to start off by thanking the board for considering battery energy storage and then writing this law. I want to state clearly that we support regulation. We support strong, responsible rules that protect public safety, property owners, and take into account fire safety and water scarcity. That's why I think that a law needs to be in place. The last public hearing, or the last town board meeting, we spoke in favor of the moratorium because we believed that the town needed to take the time to write this law effectively with input from the community. But as the law is written today, it effectively bans battery energy storage. Not just now, but in the future. Two provisions in particular make battery energy storage very difficult with the current language in the law. First, right now projects are limited to I-2 zoning districts, where transmission level substations with available land are essentially non-existent. And two, it also requires $300 million in insurance, which no project in New York carries, and is not an industry standard. If these two items remain unchanged, then this law does not regulate projects and effectively bans battery energy storage projects. We want to be clear, this is not about forcing battery projects into the town. The town board should absolutely retain the right to deny projects that are poorly designed and that are unsafe or simply not the right fit for the community. What we're asking for is much more simple than that. Allow projects to go through the community through a special use permit process. Align the insurance requirements to state standards and industry standards, and preserve the town's authority to approve or deny battery energy storage projects. Right now, the law ties the hands of future elected officials. Even if a well-cited project comes through that landowners in the community are in favor of, the board would not even be allowed to review it because of the two items I've discussed. That is not a regulation, that is essentially a ban for battery energy storage. It's also important to note that economics matter with these projects. So this project comes with real financial benefits that are found for companies like ourselves and cities far away, but also the local community here. So projects of this scale, these utility scale projects, offer hundreds of thousands of dollars each and every year through pilot agreements and host community benefit agreements. This is millions of dollars going directly to the town and the county throughout the life of the project. It also brings union labor, union construction jobs to community members in Rotterdam. Also important to note that there's no incremental cost to the town for these projects. They do not strain schools, municipal services. Instead, they create new revenue that can be used as the town sees fit. Regarding safety, battery energy storage is not unregulated and it's not left to chance. New York has adopted some of the most stringent regulations in terms of battery energy storage related to fire and water in the nation. There's third-party engineering review, strict fire code compliance, professional maintenance protocols. These safety rules already exist and they have to be followed within the state. They're enforced through the fire code. The zoning law should not be used to simulate safety enforcement. It should be used to determine where and where projects cannot be. We appreciate the work that the town has done, and we believe that with a few minor changes, this law can be made to promote safe battery energy storage projects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony Reyes.
Good evening to the supervisor, members of the board, members of the community. My name is Anthony Reyes. I came here with Caleb on behalf of Zenobē, a global battery storage developer and long-term owner-operator of utility-scale battery energy storage projects. I'd like to echo his statement in thanking the board and the town for taking the initiative to write this draft BEST law. It's clear that you put serious thought into safety and community protection, and we appreciate and echo these sentiments. I'd also like to echo what he was saying in regards to the two necessary fixes that we see that would benefit the town and the law, which would be the insurance requirements matching market standards and allowing BEST in agricultural zones via special use permit. Right now, the law would allow BEST only in I-2 industrial zones and prohibit it everywhere else. The challenge there is that there is no viable substations or feasible parcels within the I-2 zone, which effectively means the town could never reconsider a battery project even if the board wanted to. We are not asking for BESS to be permitted by right in any zones. We are simply asking that it be allowed under a special use permit in agricultural zones, like the one that we have with Vincent Papalucio, so that each project can be evaluated on its own merits with full discretion retained by the town board. As currently drafted, the law ties the hands of future town boards, removing local control rather than strengthening it. A little bit about Zenobē. We're extremely focused on fire safety, emergency response, and water protection across our portfolio of operating and development assets. As Caleb said, New York State has some of the most stringent energy storage fire codes in the country, and they were very recently updated to reflect the latest national and local safety standards. Under these rules, BESS operators must maintain 24/7 technical support, provide system-level monitoring, and comply with strict fire prevention engineering requirements. At Zenobē, we like to go beyond these requirements by providing first responder training specific to battery storage, providing equipment such as thermal imaging tools, emergency PPE, and where appropriate, contributing towards upgraded fire apparatus. We work directly with fire departments to create site-specific emergency response plans before permitting and construction ever begins, ensuring alignment with community stakeholder expectations. Water and aquifer protection are also fully manageable from an engineering standpoint in regards to our project and the sites that we work on. We own and operate globally 1,000 megawatts of these projects, and we've already implemented a system that protects contaminated water from ever leaving the site in the highly unlikely event of a fire-related emergency. This includes retention basins and controlled outfalls via a check valve that can be closed instantly by operators or first responders. This keeps water fully contained on site, essentially secondary containment, until it can be safely handled. During normal rainfall, the stormwater will flow through the permitted outfalls, but during a fire suppression event, again, something we have never experienced on any of our projects, the water stays on site, protecting the aquifer, avoiding runoff, and placing no strain on town resources or water supply. In closing, we genuinely appreciate that the town has leaned in on this issue and is working to get ahead of an emerging industry. And our goal is to be a long-term partner here, one that invests in safety, training, local infrastructure, and clean energy reliability. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Daniel Havlick.
Good evening, and thank you for your time. My name is Dan Haladic. I live at 1871 Elizabeth Street. I came here tonight to discuss the proposed amendment to the Town of Rotterdam zoning law that addresses the building and operation of battery energy storage systems, Chapter 270, commonly referred to as the BESS law, I guess, from what I've looked up. I've lived in Rotterdam and Schenectady my entire life. Rotterdam definitely looks a lot different than it did when I moved here. There's more stores, more businesses, and we never stop building homes around here, that's for sure. It's a good thing, and I feel that we've done a good job building up the area while maintaining the open spaces and the country feel on the outskirts of town. That being said, when you build something up, you need to think about the current and future needs of utilities, especially electricity. I've attended a lot of meetings in the last couple of years about New York's green energy push. As I drive around, I see more and more solar fields, windmills, electric vehicles. Everything these days needs electricity. I feel that battery energy storage systems are a very important component to what we've become and where we're headed. I've reviewed the proposed changes to the Town of Rotterdam zoning laws, and I completely understand the concerns that you're trying to address. However, I think there are a couple aspects that would make building a BESS in our town not feasible. The first concern is limiting battery energy storage systems to the I2 zones. The current proposed location, 470 Gordon Road, seems like a perfect location to me. It's away from densely populated areas. It's near a substation, and there's a fire department located within a mile. The other issue would be the insurance requirements. I believe a $300 million umbrella policy would be required. And to my understanding, no project in New York carries a policy that big, and no insurer provides that policy. As previously stated, I fully agree with having rules, I just want rules that make sense, rules that keep our community safe. The construction of a project like this would provide much-needed, well-paying jobs for members of our community, dedicated funding for training, equipment for our local fire departments, and there would be an estimated $200,000 per year in tax revenue. Please consider the current proposal and look into making the changes that protect our values and our safety and the safety of our community, but still make projects like the proposed battery energy storage system on Gordon Road possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calvin Rugg?
All right. Good evening, Calvin Rugg, 1107 Sunrise Boulevard. I'm going to try to speak in just general terms and not really specific terms tonight. So one thing to just keep in mind, without a local law, the town is kind of exposed, right? So if we don't have a law, we're going to be, using the laws given out by the state. And so sometimes I believe that's not in the best interest of the town, and the best interest is to listen to the people in the town. And we've heard some different voices from different people in the town, so I think that's good. One other thing too, I think is, as a society, we always strive to make things perfect. By no means is this going to be perfect. We have to start somewhere, right? And so no law is ever forever though, right? And so a law can be adopted and it can be modified in the future. And I guess one thing I've heard listening is zoning, right? And so I've come to a lot of these meetings. The town, there's a zoning issue in this town. And I don't think the law is the issue there. The law is staying I-2. So there could be other areas in this town that are zoned I-2. They're just not. So maybe, the Gordon Road property is ideal. So that's not a local law issue. That's a zoning issue. And so one thing I just wanted to kind of close with is, because it's a public, I thought this was going to be the last meeting. It's not your last meeting, but I want to say this town board's been very vocal. I think you've appointed a lot of good people. You've brought in a lot of good people that you work with here. And I've actually seen this town board take a stand. The community's more involved with the events you have here. We've got the solar law. And also, you've renovated this building. You've taken a stand with the police and public works building. So I think it's important that if you don't take a stand tonight, and I understand that I would encourage you on the 17th that you do make a decision for the community, for the town people here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Andrea Capola?
First. I don't know what to do first, sorry. Sorry. Hi, Andrea Capola, 625 River Road. I'd like to read to the people, the audience, what I just gave the town board. This is to the Rotterdam Town Board, 1100 Sunrise Boulevard, Rotterdam, New York, 12306. It's from the Rotterdam Conservation Advisory Council. It's regarding the Draft Energy Committee Best Code. And I serve on the committee. Dear Supervisor Collins and Town Council members, we are writing to express our full support for the Town Energy Committee's draft proposed battery energy storage system Best Code. While we endorse the rules in their entirety, we specifically support the restrictions regarding utility scale BESS. Operating utility scale batteries upstream from the town's aquifer and other water resources presents a hazard that should not be allowed. Large-scale battery fires may be rare, however, when they do occur, they require tens of thousands of gallons of water, as which we've heard, to extinguish. Even if a battery fire was allowed to burn, an enormous amount of water would be needed to protect nearby structures and cool surroundings, and uninvolved batteries. The runoff water would be contaminated with unknown pollutants. The Energy Committee proposed zoning rules protect the aquifer by constraining, I'm sorry, I should have read this before, constraining utility scales batteries in areas zoned I to heavy industrial. We urge the town board to adopt the proposed BEST code and to maintain important protections for the town's water supply. Respectfully, the Rotterdam Conservation Advisory Council, of which I'm a member, Kathy Fisher, Bruce Bonnequist, Dan Brudos, Patricia Madowitz, Scott Quinn, and Jim Schaefer, PhD. And I'd like, can you read that with yours? Thank you. Also, I'd like to remind you that I've been up here before, and I've always used my words, but tonight I'd like to use somebody else's words. I'd like to use, if I may, Sir, the guy who's on the Nature Channel. You know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, the final chapter is ours to write. We know what we want, we need to do. What happens next is up to us. I'm going to borrow some words from Harry Potter and Bluey. Be brave. Be the bravest you've ever been. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nancy Pavish.
My name is Nancy Papish. I'm a resident of Rotterdam. I live at 1969 Helderberg Avenue, and I've been there since 1987. I want to say that I am not opposed to the battery storage project coming to Rotterdam. I am completely opposed to the current site that has been picked for a lot of reasons that have been mentioned here. One, there's not a direct water source right there, so it would have to be brought in. I know there's a substation and that's convenient. I don't believe that convenience should be swapped for our aquifer. I am opposed to any siting where it is above or drains down towards the aquifer. You can tell me about all of your protections. There is no way anybody here in this room or anywhere else can guarantee that a fire will never occur. Should one occur, no matter how unlikely, the results of that kind of a fire in that vicinity of our aquifer, we can never, ever, for all the money in the world that your insurance carries, replace that aquifer. And so, I repeat, I am not opposed to the battery storage system coming to Rotterdam someplace where it's more suitable. I am totally opposed to it being upland of the aquifer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Douglas Russo.
Good evening, I'm Douglas Russo, live at 333 Princetown Road. As I'm sitting here listening, I understand everybody's concerns. I mean, I live here. I don't want issues with water. I don't want issues with my neighborhood or for my neighbors or anything like that. The problem is with these two pieces of the bill. I mean, you can't, the zoning, it puts it in an area where it doesn't suffice for what we need it for. It needs to be closer to a substation. It's the purpose of it. It stores energy, which can actually lower our bills and lower our costs, especially during high peaks when it sells back. The other issue is the insurance. Obviously, it's way too high. It's no other insurance, no other project has that insurance, that high of an insurance rate. And the problem is it doesn't allow us, with those two things, it doesn't allow for us to maybe put in more safety protocols. I feel like the company that's going to be doing the batteries, the storage facility, they're willing to work with our community. They're willing to do the research and work with us to figure out other ways to take steps forward to not make, to to lessen impacts or to stop impacts altogether. The problem is, like I said, if you don't get rid of these two pieces, we can't move forward. We can't find out if there's another way to make things safer. There's another way to make things better. You got to give them that opportunity. You got to give our community that opportunity. I'm a laborer. I work all the time. I work for Kiewit right now, which is right in our backyard at the substation in Rotterdam. And the amount of money that these guys bring into our community is phenomenal. I know these guys eat out every day, breakfast, lunch. I mean, I do it myself. I got a gut on me. I like food. So our money impacts our community. It grows our economy. And this substation, or this storage station, is going to bring jobs. We're talking about maintenance jobs, laborers jobs, probably office jobs, people there to maintain, engineers. I mean, these are high-paying jobs that are going to be going on for years and years to come, which grows our economy. These people spend money in our economy. They go to our stores, they go to our restaurants, they go to our shops. We can't say no to that altogether just because we have fear. We fear everything every day. I mean, people walk outside every day, and you could, snowing out, I could get into a car accident on the way here. That's a fear, but you can't live in fear. You have to look forward, you have to take the steps, you have to find the opportunities and work with people and to learn. New York State has stringent rules and regulations on these things. We can go a little bit above that. We can go further. There's nothing saying that we can't do better or do more. But you can't allow ourselves to do, we can't stop that from happening by saying, nope, the insurance has got to be this high, has to be in this zone. Then we won't have anybody to work with. We won't have these guys to talk to tomorrow or the next day or the week later and say, hey, what can we do to make it safer? What can we go above and beyond the protocols that every other state and every other area does? Once you put it into this little box, we can never move forward. We can never actually have that opportunity to learn if we can do better than everyone else. Why can't we be Rotterdam and be the best of the best? Why can't we show the rest of this country and the rest of anywhere that we have the most stringent, the safest, and everything's going to be better? We can't keep ourselves in a box because we live in fear. Fear is not it's not an option. I mean, we're a community. Let's grow our community. Let's make it better. Let's allow them to buy more equipment and buy more training for our firefighters, our local volunteer firefighters that put their lives on the line for nothing. I have a friend that's a Rotterdam volunteer firefighter. He'd love to get more training. He'd love to do it. His name is Asa Antonelli. I work with him. He'd love to get new trucks and to get new equipment. It's amazing. And we don't have to pay for it. The company's going to pay for it. Let them work with us, by us working with them. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
James Nelson.
I live at 660 Sterling Road, Pattersonville, New York. I live in the town of Princetown, but I have the honor of being the chief of the volunteer fire department in Pattersonville, which is Rotterdam District 4. In our district right now, we have 2 battery storage units at the Rotterdam landfill. These units were installed without our knowledge. We didn't have a chance to put any kind of input in them because it was a collaborative effort between the town, the county, and a private company to do this. So they didn't need to do any of the stuff that a company has to do when they come in to put these in. We had no training on this. We went up and approached them, and they gave us some training, but this was just prior to COVID. COVID hit, and it was 2 years before we got any training on this. We were fortunate enough to have a representative from the company that made the batteries, who travels internationally and investigates fires, come and give us the training. And it was interesting. Not only do these things burn, but you can have a regular accident there. The technology may have changed, but what we were told was, in these containers are units that are about the size of an old VCR. And all the batteries are in there, and they're wrapped in plastic, and they're all in stacks. And for some reason, the plastic breaks. It gives off a deadly gas. Somebody drops one, accidents happen, stuff happens. We didn't know that. If we had gone in there, if somebody, say, tripped, fell, one fell on them and it broke open and they were hurt, if we went in there, if we weren't dressed in full hazmat suit, we would be in jeopardy. We didn't know that. This was stuff that wasn't told. we don't operate on the thought of, well, nothing's ever going to happen. We're on the what ifs. That's what we have to train for. That's what we have to purchase our equipment for. The solar and battery stuff is so intense to deal with. We don't have the equipment. We don't have the manpower. I don't believe the county does. We will do what we have to do and try and do the best we can. When it comes to a fire with these battery storage, what they're finding and they're telling us is, don't do anything, let them burn. Well, that's great, but they had one in California that burned, or maybe it was out west, and maybe you've seen the articles. The smoke contained heavy metals and it perforated many, many acres. Put this on Gordon Road. If something were to happen, the wind blows east to west, or west east. What's downwind? Jefferson Elementary School, Long Pond Village, that end of Rotterdam over there, the aquifer. You have no idea what's going to happen. The technology is so new, they haven't had enough problems, enough studies to say what's going to happen and what's not. So I think that, my opinion is, I don't think any BESS right now, the way they're made and the technologies out there, is worth having. Maybe down the road technology will change, but from a firefighter standpoint, it's no good. I'll leave you with this. You may have seen there was an article, and it was a YouTube video. In California, there was an accident with a electric vehicle. Lithium-ion batteries in the vehicle. They treated the patient. When they were loading the car onto the wrecker, it started smoking. 5 firefighters were in the hospital shortly thereafter, within half an hour. I believe 4 of them still haven't been back to work, and that's almost a year. They were over 300 feet away, and they really weren't in the smoke, and they were affected by the chemicals coming off of this thing, and that's just a car. So, thank you.
Again, I hate to be rude, but I try to keep that. Thank you.
Jim Schaefer?
Stuff to hand out.
Thank you, Jim.
My name is Jim Schaefer. I am a resident at 39 Skimmerhorn Road. Been here my entire life, and some reactions to everything that's been said. I was one of the members that signed the Conservation Advisory Council. But what I've done is I've distributed a picture of when I got back from India 30 years ago. We ran out of water in a drought in India, family of 4, and we were forced to live on 55 gallons of water for the entire family. You can live, a family of 4 can live on 55 gallons of water. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is this law only mentions aquifer once or twice. Now, we've talked a little bit today about the aquifer, but I'm telling you, if one of these batteries catches on fire, they will let the fire burn and dump tens of thousands of gallons of water on everything else around it so it doesn't spread. That's the industry standard to prevent the fire from spreading. It's not suppressing the fire itself. They let that burn. And the hydrofluorides and the heavy metals are spewing out wherever the plume takes it, given the wind direction. Dangerous stuff. The Moss Landing fire in California, they just finished this month releasing the report on the effect on the soil. Their artichoke crops are ruined forever. Millions and millions of dollars.
The aquifer is something that is unique to Rotterdam and to Schenectady County. It's the most critical square mile in the county. It's unique. It's the sole source of our drinking water. Other places don't have an aquifer like this. We have it, and we got to protect it. And if the batteries catch on fire and the water that is used to prevent the spread of the fire, that water has to go somewhere. It's going to go in the ground. It's going to go down to the river. Any battery upstream of the aquifer is going to contaminate the aquifer. It's gone. Gone. Do you know how much it's worth? We can calculate how much it's worth. It's about $4 billion a year. That's what the aquifer is worth. $4 billion. In order for us to replace the aquifer, we are going to have to put up $4 billion a year in bottled water. Are you ready to do that? I'm not. I say no to these utility scale batteries storage. Bad idea. I live on Skimmerhorn Road. I've seen the huge amounts of work going on up above me. I'm very fearful that if there's a fire, the fire company will be unable to do what they need to do, and the water's going to go down to the river, and it's over. Terrible, terrible idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all that signed up, but I have 4 that I have to read. To the Rotterdam Town Board, I'd like to share my support for the proposed battery energy storage systems BESS regulations. The draft lays out practical common sense guidelines for all types of systems, whether they're for homes, businesses, or larger utility scale projects. One of the most important elements of this code is its focus on protecting the great aquifer. This is one of our town's most vital natural resources, and it's our obligation to safeguard it from any potential contamination. I also appreciate that the proposed places utility scale storage in the industrial zone and requires access to a municipal water source. This is not unusual. Many commercial scale construction projects already need a dependable municipal water supply before they can even be considered. And with BESS fires being unpredictable and sometimes requiring large amounts of water, this is a sensible requirement. It is also worth noting that facilities of this scale typically require extensive training for first responders, so they're prepared to manage emergencies safely and effectively. The proposed code helps ensure that these responsibilities are taken seriously. As for these reasons, I encourage you to vote yes and support this legislation and home rule. Thank you. I reside at 807 Sanborn Road in the town of Rotterdam. Kyle Quinn. To the Rotterdam Town Board, I am in full support of the proposed battery energy storage system BESS as written. It outlines sensible code for the various types of BESS, providing code for homes, businesses, and utility scale. Most importantly, the code protects the great aquifer from potential contamination. It is the town's obligation to protect this vital resource. The proposed code appropriately allows utility scale storage in the industrial zone and requires a municipal water source. BESS fires are not predictable, historically have burned for days and require enormous amounts of water. Please vote yes in support of this important legislation and home rule. Dave Malowitz, 457 Sanborn Road, Pattersonville, New York, 12137. Town Board members, I am writing this letter to express my concerns for our town's position on battery energy storage systems. I did read the new code being voted on tonight. I was very impressed by the details. To all the Rotterdam Town Board members, your vote this evening is extremely important to all residents now and for the future years. I am requesting each of you to adopt a new article of Chapter 270 zoning of the town code relating to battery energy storage systems. Failure to pass these changes to the town code could be extremely detrimental to all of us. Sincerely, Jean Brown, proud resident of 45 years. I would appreciate it if you could Dear Ms. Marco, I would appreciate it if you could read my email during public hearing number 2 concerning the town code for battery storage systems. I fully support the thorough nature of this code. As currently drafted, the code effectively safeguards our vital aquifer, which is of crucial importance to Rotterdam. It also appropriately allows industrial development to designated industrial zones and permits utility scale systems exclusively within these zones. Furthermore, the code addresses the significant water requirements for fire suppression by mandating a municipal water supply. Thank you for your time. Rebecca Ryan at 29 Mild Standish Road. That's it for public hearing 2.
Molly, I have a comment I'd like to make that I'd like entered into the hearing record. On November 14th, 2024, the Rotterdam Energy Advisory Council distributed the Battery Energy Code to the town board, legal, planning, and our town designated engineer for review and comments. Since this date, the committee has met with interested board members individually to educate, encourage discussion, and answer all questions. They have collaborated with surrounding towns and our local firefighters to exchange knowledge and adjust the code as needed. On February 26, 2025, a professional educator and volunteer firefighter on the Energy Advisory Committee attended the town board meeting to give an incredibly detailed presentation to the board and the public outlining the entire code. This was a wonderful opportunity for our residents and board to ask additional questions and give input. In early August of 2025, the Energy Advisory Committee reviewed emailed comments from NYSERDA, and they responded thoughtfully and respectfully to each concern. After extensive review, it was determined that no changes were required. Later in August of 2025, the Rotterdam Planning Commission put forth a resolution adopting a report and a positive recommendation, including a detailed 3-page report. During the months of August and September of 2025, the Rotterdam Conservation Advisory Council also reviewed the code, which resulted in a strongly worded letter to the board and residents indicating their full support for battery energy code. It is important to remind everyone that the advisory committees are made up of a diverse and qualified residents who have dedicated over 2 years of volunteer service to our town. By day, they are PhDs, educators, architects, engineers, firefighters, nurses, executives, gardeners, data analysts, farmers, project leaders, and environmentalists. In everyday life, they are protectors standing at the gate to ensure that local officials like me and all of you use a strong voice to protect their families. I will leave you with a statement from Lee Zeldin, now the head of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, who has criticized the rapid increase of large-scale battery storage plants in New York, arguing that they pose serious safety and environmental risks, especially in and near our residential communities. He pointed to recent nationwide lithium battery fires as evidence that these storage facilities can pose explosive and toxic dangers, releasing hazards, chemicals, and endangering water quality, air quality, and public safety. And I'd like this entered into the public hearing record. I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing. I think that we have worked.
I didn't even call for it.
Go ahead, call for it.
That's okay. So Mrs. Galucci made a motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dotson. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
I personally wouldn't be opposed to leaving it open. You know, the conversation here, I want to thank everybody's comments. You know, everybody brought, you know, their perspective very, very well forward. You know, I'm inclined to support the law if the law has written. However, my inclination to keep it open would be that the conversation can, reach an epoch here in the next 7 days so that everybody is more on the same exact page. So I'm going to vote no.
Okay. Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
No, I would keep, I'm voting no. I think you queued up. I mean, there's clearly a lot of people that want to speak about this, so there may be more people that want to speak about it. Wouldn't hurt to keep it up for another week.
Mrs. Collins?
I too. I heard a lot of different things today, and I understand we're having another meeting in another week. I don't think that a week is going to be detrimental. So I'm going to vote no to close the meeting. To close the public hearing.
Yes.
So there's 3 noes and 2 yeses, so the public hearing remains open for the next meeting.
Okay, we'll now go on to public hearing number 3. Ms. Marco, would you please read?
To increase and improve, the increase and improvement of the facilities of the Rotterdam Consolidated Sewer District Number 7 in the town of Rotterdam, Schenectady County, New York.
Is there anyone who wishes to speak?
No.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to either keep this public hearing open or to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Mr. Dodson made a motion to close the public hearing,
I'll second the motion.
second by Mr. Mastriani. Clerk, will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
All yes to
The
close.
motion passed. Okay, we'll now move on to the privilege of the floor. Ms. Marco, is there anyone who wishes to speak?
Kelly Weatherspoon?
Again, the same thing, at around 3.5 minutes, I'll raise my hand.
I'll be quick. Kelly Weatherspoon, Main Street, Rotterdam Junction. I have an article here from July 16th, 25, about the Quadas Park Boat Launch, okay? And of course, the work wasn't done this year and so on and so forth. But the grant was $225,000 for that. I want to know, is that money still there? So next year, maybe when it can be done.
Well, the contract, I think, we've approved the contract for both the building of it and then the people that are going to do the dock. As far as I know, some of the money has been expended, I believe, on engineering for it. But I'm assuming, I would have to check with Peter, our senior planner, but I'm assuming most of the money is still there.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear for sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Brenda Terosian?
I don't think you deserve that. You definitely don't deserve it. Thank you. Brenda Trojan, and you guys, if you don't know where I live, we'll get a problem. I'd like to speak about the advisory committee's report that was publicly announced at the last board meeting on November 12th. Notably, not one member of the advisory committee attended this meeting, including our newly elected town clerk. This committee was tasked with evaluating the potential benefits of extending the town supervisor's term from 2 to 4 years and converting the role from part-time to full-time with full pay. They were expected to submit a formal recommendation to the board. I read the so-called report and also submitted a FOI request documents related to the committee's work. Oh boy, what I found was real shocking.
No public meeting notices, no public meeting minutes, no emails, no draft or working documents, no surveys or research materials, no designated chairperson mentioned in the report. In fact, there are no records at all to suggest that this committee ever met fully its obligation under the resolution. The report wasn't even signed. Although dated June 30th, it was not made public until November 12th. And I wonder why, right after the elections. This report, at best, is incomplete, and Rotterdam taxpayers deserve better. For this board to create a substandard report to the public shows this board must really, truly believe the citizens of Rotterdam are in 8th grade. Finally, Mr. Slag, as a sponsor of this resolution, you should investigate if the committee carried out their due diligence. I'd also like to discuss briefly about the 2026 adopted budget. A recent article in the Gazette stated that town taxes will increase by 3.4%. For comparison, Social Security benefits are only expected to increase by 2.8% in 2026. Also, the public should be made aware that this board raised property taxes to the highest level allowed without exceeding the state tax cap. Way to use those numbers. As I said before, I might as well just sign over my Social Security checks to the town. At this point, it feels like taxpayers are being taken advantage of. I would like to wish the Rotterdam taxpayers a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful New Year. I want to thank Mr. Dobson and Mr. Mastriani for showing me how government does not work. I don't know what else to say, other than, Mr. Slang, you brought up this nonsense of a full-time supervisor, and the committee that you wanted couldn't even bother one person to come and explain it. What a major problem with that. I got 5 more seconds. But I'm being serious. This is an advisory committee, and not one member, and a duly elected person didn't even show up. At least with the other committees, a person shows up. So there must be a problem. See you guys next year.
Thank you.
Eric Hess.
And on that note, my name is Eric Hess. I'm your Schenectady County legislator. I represent all of District 4. I've had the pleasure with working this town board for the last 4 years. And some of you are ending your tenure here at town, so I just wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about a couple of things. I'd like to thank the town board for all of the accomplishments working hard on improving the quality of life for all in the town of Rotterdam. We've made a number of water main improvements, and replaced a lot of non-functional water fire hydrants, many park improvements at Memorial Park, removing the old blighted building there, cleaning that up, it looks nice down there. Restoring the area and solving drainage problems at the Eunice Esposito Park. Drilling a new water well to increase capacity and redundancy for the town water supply. Renaming the Boxwell Park to Rousing Park for her year and recognizing her for the years of commitment to the town. And also installing a new swing set at that park. It looks very nice. Just to name a few things, I only got 4 minutes, so I just trying to hit some highlights. Molly Collins, Molly, you've worked so hard for the town, leading the town into the right direction. I think we are going in the right direction. There's a lot of good things and good projects in the pipeline coming for the town. So I want to thank you for being here every day and
dealing with all of the residents and the employees and your patience and leadership. So I just want to say thank you for that. I also want to thank you for your support in the community events, the trunk or treat, fall festival, the tree lighting. You know, I've attended most of those, and it's a super well-attended event. The community really enjoys it. Thank you for supporting that. I look forward to doing more of those and participating in those. And also supporting the veterans events. We just had a Pearl Harbor event here at Town Hall, remembering the fallen from Pearl Harbor attacks. Jack Dobson, thank you for offering your engineering background to solve infrastructure issues here in town, reviewing plans for future improvements and projects. You run your own engineering firm and still make time to review plans for projects for the town, and you do that at no additional charge, and you don't make a lot of money here in the town board, and you put more than your fair share of time in here. So I want to thank you for that, for helping seek grant funding and getting some of these projects, keeping them moving. Joe Mastriani, thank you for all your support and efforts with the town parks and our sports leagues. You have made a difference here in the town. I've had the pleasure of working with you, and you came to the county legislature seeking monies for the Rotterdam Town Sports Leagues here, and we supported that, and we were able to obtain some money for the leagues directly, and that was due to your coming to us. And that's the way it should be, is your legislators are your liaison between the county and the town, and so we're here to support you guys. So thank you, Joe. Ron and Terry, I look forward to working with you for the next few years. Never hesitate to reach out. We all have a good working relationship. Ron, I want to recognize you for your efforts with the Jiraka Park, the dog park over there, and some of the other park improvements here in town. I really appreciate the support. I've lived in town of Rotterdam all my life. I want to welcome Patty Madlitz and Mike DeSantis to the town board. They're the elected officials that are moving into the town board. And also I want to welcome John Palomini. I look forward to working with you as supervisor. Working together is how we get things done. Meg Griffin, I welcome you as well. You're a great addition to town clerk's office. Your personality and patience will enable you to deal with all the day-to-day business. And lastly, Diane Marco, thank you for all your support. You love this town. It's very clear how much you care and you act. It doesn't matter who it is. If somebody needs help, you step up and help them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Josh Como.
Good evening, my name is Josh Cuomo. I live at 626 Skyline Drive. I'm one of the other county legislators that represents Rotterdam. I just want to follow up what Mr. Hess said and just say thank you to Ms. Collins, Mr. Dotson, and Mr. Mastriani for the last 4 years. It's really been a pleasure working with you and an honor to be alongside with you, fighting for the right things and trying to make our community better together. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. And it's also been a pleasure with the others here as well. Obviously we got a new board coming on, and I just want to say that we do look forward to working with you as well. And I just want to take this time to say thank you. Obviously Mr. Hess did a long list of thank yous, so I won't do that again. I'll keep it a little bit shorter. But it's really been a pleasure. It's really been an honor to not only consider you colleagues, but now friends. And I would just wish you the best in your future endeavors. I wish you a Merry Christmas to you and your family, and obviously Ms. Marco, you as well. And good luck to the future board. So thank you very much for all your hard work. Thank you.
I just have some emails that I have to read for Libby's before. Diane, could you please read my statement and the attached letter at the next town board meeting? Hello, town board. The denial letter issued by my FOIL appeal is completely inconsistent with the actual circumstances of the incident and relies on exaggerated claims that simply do not apply. The town's response lists every possible privacy-related exemption inimaginable. Private residences, medical information, minors, conversations containing sensitive details, Yet none of these situations occurred, invoking them anyway and misleading at best. The incident happened in a public supermarket and in its parking lot areas where the public comes and goes freely every day. These are not private places, and nobody involved had any reasonable expectation of privacy. To claim otherwise is a blatant stretch intended to block access rather than follow the law. The exemptions cited do not match the reality of what happened, and using them to justify withholding public footage is inappropriate and irresponsible. The town also states that no items on this report will be available to the public, a statement that directly contradicts the entire purpose of the Freedom of Information Law. FOIL is built on the presumptions of openness, especially when the incident took place in a fully public setting. The idea that nothing can be released despite being recorded in a public supermarket and parking lot is not just unreasonable, it determines transparency and accountability. I am submitting the official denial letter along with the statement to be read at the next town board meeting. Thank you, Robert Gigliardi. And it's basically, Dear Mr. Gigliardi, the letter is in response to your appeal dated November 12th of 2025 regarding the denial of your Freedom of Information Law request because of request for body-worn camera footage. After careful review of your appeal and records at issue, I must uphold the initial determination to deny access to the requested body-worn camera footage pursuant to Public Officers Law, Section 87(2)B, which permits an agency to deny access to records when disclosure would constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. The body-worn camera footage you requested contains images and audio of individuals in private settings and circumstances where they had a reasonable expectation of privacy. The footage captures sensitive personal information, including but not limited to identifiable images of private citizens, conversations containing personal information, footage recorded inside private residence, interactions involving minors or vulnerable individuals, medical information or conditions visible or discussed. While we recognize the importance of transparency in government operations, we must balance this with the privacy rights of individuals captured in the recordings. In this case, this privacy interest at stake substantially outweighs the public interest in disclosure. The New York Court of Appeals has consistently held that agencies must protect against unwarranted invasions of personal privacy when responding to FOIA requests. We have considered whether a redaction would be sufficient to protect privacy interests while allowing partial disclosure. However, the nature of the footage makes effective redaction impractical without rendering the material meaningless or requiring extensive editing that would constitute the creation of a new record which is not required under FOIA. Please be advised that pursuant to Public Officers Law 8, Section 89, 4B, you have the right to seek judicial review of this determination by commencing on Article 78, proceeding under the Civil Practice Law and rules within 4 months of the date of this letter. If you have any questions regarding this determination, please contact the Supervisor's Office, Molly Collins, and it's got the phone number, and signed by Molly Collins. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all the emails, Diane?
That is it.
Okay, and I'm closing for the floor, and I'll, Ms. Mark will read order number 5.25.
Oh, I have to do that first? Oh, goodness.
Order first.
Okay, so hang on, we'll have John has it. In the matter of the increase and improvement of facilities of the Rotterdam Consolidated Sewer District Number 7 in the town of Rotterdam, Schenectady County, New York. Public interest order, number 5.2025.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlad?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, the order passes. So now we return to
Resolutions.
our first resolution is Resolution 358 of the year 2025. The clerk will read.
Accepting town board meeting minutes.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion? I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dodson. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 359 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To appoint Deborah Butler to the position of assessor.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 360 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To appoint Sean Pryba to the position of wastewater treatment plant operator.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 361 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To accept revenue for the town clerk's office for November of 2025.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion? I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 362 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To approve budget transfers to the 2025 budget.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlag. Do I have a second? I'll second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 363 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
Authorize the supervisor to negotiate and execute a memorandum of understanding with CSEA.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins? 5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 264 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To negotiate and execute an agreement with Hovick Enterprises LLC for consulting and technical IT services.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 365 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To declare water sewer vehicles obsolete.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second? I'll second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 366 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To negotiate and execute an agreement with Train US, Inc. for Town Hall VAD 6 payroll replacement.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 367 of the year 2025, clerk will read.
To authorize the town controller to return escrow funds to Lacey Development Company LLC for the Whispering Pines Senior Living Community Pump Station.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 368 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To authorize the supervisor to negotiate and execute an industrial wastewater discharge permit with Elantis North America LLC.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 369 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To authorize healthcare insurance contracts for 2026.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution 370 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To authorize property and casualty insurance renewal agreements for 2026.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 371 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To award bid for police uniforms and equipment.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlag. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 372 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
A resolution authorizing the issuance of $114,850 bonds of the town of Rotterdam, Schenectady County, New York, to pay the cost of the increase and improvement of the facilities of the Rotterdam Consolidated Sewer District Number 7 in the town of Rotterdam, Schenectady County, New York.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 373 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To authorize the supervisor to negotiate and execute a memorandum of agreement with the Rotterdam Police Chiefs Association.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Schlag. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 374 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To enact local law number 9 of 2025 to amend chapter 194 Parks and Recreation, section 11, entitled Nature Trail by renaming chapter 194-11 to Great Flats Nature Trail, and by adding section 12 entitled Rotterdam Preserve with proposed regulations.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Galucci. I'm sorry. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 275 of the year 2025, clerk will read.
To authorize the town supervisor to execute the memorandum of agreement between the town of Rotterdam and the Civil Service Employees Association recognizing the new job title of Senior Motor Equipment Operator Heavy 2.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Schlag. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mastriani. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution number 376 of the year 2025, clerk will read.
To amend Resolution 66.25 of the year 2025 to appoint individuals to various part-time positions and duties for the calendar year 2025.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Mastriani. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Dodson. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 377 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
Authorizing the town supervisor to negotiate and execute an amendment to CSX agreement number NYC 042530 and remit required payment.
Is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 378 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
To schedule a special meeting of the town board.
Okay. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Galucci. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have Mr. Mastriani first. Mr. Mastriani second. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passed. Resolution 379 of the year 2025, the clerk will read.
Call for bids for wastewater treatment plant improvements project, contract number 1A, general construction, contract number 1B, electrical construction, and contract number 1C, mechanical construction.
Okay, is there any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mrs. Galucci. On the question, clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes.
Resolution passed. Resolution 380 of the year 2025.
This will have to table
Table.
because the public hearing remains open.
Say this again? I couldn't hear what you
To be
said.
tabled?
But I...
Well, somebody's got it.
You can make a motion, legally speaking,
Oh,
voting on it would be
Motion to table
probably.
resolution 380-25.
You seconded it?
Motion was made by Mr. Dodson.
I'll second the motion.
To table Resolution 380.25. It was seconded by Mrs. Galucci. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson to table?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schlag?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes to table.
So the motion passed.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes our resolutions for this evening. We will be going into executive session. I need a motion for this board to go into executive
Do you
session.
want to do liaison and miscellaneous beforehand?
Does anybody have, we'll stay in executive session for last. Do any of our board members have anything to say under the liaison report?
Yeah, just a quick, I know Kelly left. We did receive this week from our consulting engineers the executed contracts for the 2 contracts for Kiwanis Park. They're going to be executed upon review by the town attorney. And we should have a pre-construction meeting. I don't know if it'll happen between now and the end of the year. Potentially it'll be the next administration, but that project is indeed moving forward with the funding and a local match by the town.
Anybody else have anything under the liaisons? Does anybody have anything under miscellaneous?
If I could, Molly, I wanted to say something.
I think that's allowed. Okay.
I first would like to say thank you to all the residents of the town of Rotterdam that have supported me with all my public servant jobs. I really enjoyed every minute of the work, from being on the town board and serving as deputy supervisor and project coordinator for the seniors programs at the Rotterdam Senior Center, and most of all, the Rotterdam town clerk for the past 14 years. I love helping people, and most of all, the friendships that I will always cherish. The town clerk is one of the most important jobs at the town hall, as every resident loves to call or come to the office because, they know that even if the town clerk's office does not know the answer, that the office will direct them to the department that will help them with their problem or issue. My parents brought me up to have respect for myself and to others, and to always have compassion, loyalty, and to treat everyone fairly with honesty and treat everyone equally. My dad instilled in me to have good work ethics, love, honesty, and integrity, and to have strong moral principles. I am extremely grateful to him. He would always say happiness was the key to life, and he sure was correct. I also would like to thank my family and friends for always being supportive of whatever I chose to do. I sure have missed several get-togethers with the family and friends because of my job responsibilities, and I'm looking forward to being able to spend more time with my family and friends. I would like to say thank you to all the town employees that I have worked with for several years. The town is very fortunate to have employees that have good work ethics and are dedicated. If you do not have good work ethics and are not a dedicated employee, you should try your best to be one, because in the end you will benefit. I want to thank my 2 deputies, Kelsey and Gianna, for all their hard work and dedication, because you both are so very special to me and have made the town clerk's office #1 for customer service. I want to especially thank this town board for their transparency and the hard work that they have done. The town clerk's office works very closely to make sure we have all records, and this town board has given the town clerk's office all the records that we need for all the town board meetings and have files for each and every one. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something here. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Megan Griffin, our new town clerk, on January 1st, 2026, that I have supported for over 2 years to become the Rotterdam town clerk because of her experience, work ethics, honesty, and her integrity. Thank you to Ron and Terry for your dedication to the town and for your great job. I have enjoyed working with you both for the past 2 years, and I am sure you both will continue for the next 2 years and to continue work as a team with the new town board. Congratulations to the new board on January 1st, 2026, Supervisor John Palomini, Patty Malowitz, and Mike DeSantis for the town board for having the courage to run for a political office. I know it is a big undertaking, but if you think about all the residents in the town, to what they would like and not vote on personal reasons, you will do a great job and work as a team. Last but not least, Molly, Jack, and Joe, thank you for all your dedication to the town, and I wish you several happy and healthy years to come. I really appreciate each and every one of you and all your support. In ending, it's sad and it's happy time for me, but I surely will miss everyone. I have been a resident for over 74 years, and I will continue to live in my hometown, so you know where to find me if you need me. Have a happy and healthy new year to everyone, and God bless you all.
Do any other board members have anything they wish to say under miscellaneous? Okay, then I'm going to say, I want a motion to go into executive session for personnel matters, 121020225A and 121020225B.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Mr. Dodson. Do I have a second? I'll second. Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Mastriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Galucci?
Yes.
Mr. Schwab?
Yes.
And Mrs. Collins?
Yes.
5 yes to go in executive session.
Okay, so the motion passes, and we're leaving at 8:32, let's say.
8:32?
Yeah.